All right, everybody. Welcome to a video that honestly should have been made a long time ago. Uh, Probably about 6 months ago. So we're a little late here, but we're going to be talking about the winter 2023 anime as we started doing, I believe last spring. I believe spring 2022 is when we started. So we're now at winter 2023, and obviously I'm a little late. So yeah, seeing it all this seeing all this a little bit of old school news. Now, the reason why I'm doing this so late is because I was trying to focus on finishing Umineko, and I did just barely. By the way, I just barely managed to finish all of Umineko before going. So I'm glad I was able to focus on Umineko rather than doing this, because if I had to focus on doing this, I would not have been able to finish Umineko. So, all right, 6 hour plan maintenance. What is this? Oh, 4th of August. Okay, that's tomorrow. That is tomorrow and 12 a.m. Pacific time. Okay, that's way. Okay, that's late. Okay, sure. Cool, cool, cool. My animal is stuck in a planned maintenance. Okay, so I've gone to incognito mode here to my animal list to this Winter 23 anime video. Where we discuss it. Now it's been a little while, so if I've forgotten some things here and there, yeah, I should probably log into my account so you guys can see what I've rated these. I probably should have done that before starting the video. I guess it's fine because, uh, to be honest, I'm gonna say it. I thought the winter season was pretty weak. So, overall, I didn't think it was a very strong season. I think there were, if you don't include sequels, I think there were max two anime that I thought were quote unquote like very good or solid. I didn't think there were anything. I didn't think there was anything incredible this season. So I think it's going to be a pretty short video overall. Uh, yeah, so let's get into it. Let's start off with the Titan, shall we? With the big anime this season, and that is Villain Saga Season 2. Now, this is by far, by far the best anime this season. I mean, it's not even close. No other anime this season. Yeah, I've seen a few of the other these other anime this season, and nothing else comes even close to being as good as Villain Saga Season 2. I mean, Villain Saga Season 2 carried the winter season. Without Villain Saga, this season would have been confirmed the worst season of the year, in my opinion. Without Villain Saga Season 2, this season would have no ground to stand on, because at least for me, it was not for me. Okay, I thought the winter season was very weak. So I guess this being a little late is probably not going to be. It's probably not going to be super big for any of you. But yeah, Villain Saga Season 2 ran for winter and for the spring season as well. I think it is for me a contender for anime of the year for sure. And honestly, it has made it into my top 10 anime of all time. I'll be completely honest with you. I love Villain Saga. I love the second season. I really love the first season, and I've been saying this since the first season that season two, if done correctly, I'm not a manga reader by the way, but I feel like based on what we've seen from season one, I feel like if season two is done properly, this could be one of the greats, and I think it is one of the greats. I think Villain Saga is an anime to be remembered for sure. uh, Thorfinn's character development, but it's not just about Thorfinn. Oh, I could talk about this for so long. Thorfinn's character development. Don't get me started, bro. Right? I remember after the first season, so many people thought Thorfinn was an underwhelming character, and Asuka was like the only good character, the best character, or whatever. Some people also discussing Canute or whatever. But, but, I mean, to be fair, season of Villain Saga, Asuka was kind of the main character. You know what I mean? It was kind of told from Asuka's perspective, so it makes sense that Asuka would have been the best built character. I feel like it was season one was all of a prologue to build on, to set up the Thorfinn's character, so that season two could come in and hit you hard. But Villain Saga is not all about Thorfinn. Is the thing, as you can see from the post. We'll zoom in. I guess you guys can see me zooming in, right? Thorfinn is just this guy right here, right? But it's not just about Thorfinn, right? You have Einar, you have Canute. Let's not forget the new characters this season. Arnheid, amazing character. I did not think I would care for her story as much as I ended up doing. Holy crap, her story, man. Oh man, dude, she's had it rough, and her I'm not gonna spoil. I'm not gonna spoil anything. But I mean, when that scene happened, and oh man, that broke my heart, yo. There's one specific scene that happened in Villain Season 2, okay, regarding Arnheid, okay, and it's more towards the latter half of the season, so you'll know what I mean, okay, in the horror scared, right? And I was there like, I can't believe that this is Thorfinn himself said he had nothing to say. He had nothing to say, and I was just like, I don't know what I would say. I was, it's stopped. It stopped. So I can't. I don't want to speak too much because I don't want to spoil Vinland Saga. Because you should watch it. You should honestly. You should. If there's one anime from this season that you should check out, it's Vinland Saga season 2. And if you haven't seen season 1, then of course you want to watch season 1 as well. They're both great. Uh, I also want to say Olmar, this guy, was a surprisingly good character. When he was first introduced, I was like, yo, he's a freaking pleb. What, he's a coward, he's a pleb, whatever. By the end of the season, I'm like, oh, Olmar's the go. Olmar's a great character. He's a great character. And then you have, what's Thorgil, another new character who is so much fun to watch. But even he's more like, even Thorgil, he's more than just, you know, bronze. He's more than just fighter guy. You know, he's got brains in there too. You can tell he's not just an idiot who fights. He does have brains, like Thorkel. Thorkel, we saw that at the end of the season of season 1 of Villain Saga. We saw this more than just fighting. We saw there's some brains in there too. He's not just an idiot who fights. And I really like that about Villain Saga characters because so many characters who are these big, muscly guys and they're just idiots and they just fight, but they can't use their brains at all. These guys have they actually know strategy and they actually know a little bit of the politics of Vinland Saga, even though, you know, Thorgil and Thorkel, all these Thor guys, okay, they all obviously care about fighting quite a bit. The old master as well, he's awesome. Snake, I haven't talked about Snake. Snake is another great character. Snake's another great character and a great presence in the story of season 2. Man, I could keep talking about this, and you know, I mean, start talking about, you know, hey, as y'all should know by now, I am. Oh, this is actually a little bit of a spoiler synopsis. Don't read the synopsis. I just read this, started reading the synopsis. I'm like, oh, this spoils you. I mean, after I warned you guys, you probably already read it. So my bad for. It's not the biggest spoiler from what I can see here, but it's fine. Anyway, um, but you should go into Vinland Saga as spoiler less as you can. But I do want to say, wow, man, I want to say something. Man, I forgot what I was gonna say. Man, Villain Saga is amazing. But I did what I did. There was one more thing I wanted to say, but anyway, I really liked Thorfinn's character by the end of the season. And holy crap, the last episode, dude, the last episode, I think was 25 something minutes long. All the episodes 25 minutes long, but yeah, it says right there, 24 episodes, 25 minutes. But bro, it felt like 3 minutes because seeing everything unfold in the last episode, yo. Okay. Anyway, every single episode was great. And oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say. I'm someone that cares about character stories, right? And Villain Saga is very much a character-driven story. It's not a, yes, there's of course there's a story going on with Canute as the king and Thorfinn and their clash between them. There's of course a story going on here too, but it's a very much a character-driven story for me, and that's why. And I love those the most. I'm a very character-oriented person. I think I've said this before. I don't. I mean, it's not that I don't care about the story, but I care so much for the characters. The characters are good; they're going to keep me hooked into the story. And Villain Saga's characters are all so good. So much thought is put into each and every single character. You can really go into in depth with each character, and it's part of why I love it so much. So yeah, that's enough talk about Villain Saga. I think I've given it enough time for this video. This video is probably not going to be very long. It's mostly just going to be me talking about how good Villain Saga is and how much Villain Saga just carried the season. I'll be honest, Villain Saga carried the season. So anyway, moving on. We have Tomo-chan, and I think I gave it a 9 out of 10 in my list rankings, as in my account. So I should probably log in. But at this point, it's kind of too late because I already started the video and I don't want to show you all my passwords. So I'm going to show you guys my email and password. So we're just going to leave it there. Maybe I'll do it when I talk about the spring anime 2023 stuff. So okay, but I think I give it a 9 out of 10. I I think it has a solid argument for being a 10 out of 10 anime as well, though, for me. Next, we have Tomo-chan. Is a girl. I watched this as well. Studio Ladies. I've never heard this studio before. What else have they done? Let's visit their let's visit their companies. What have they done? They did the Sinbad special, and that's it. And obviously Tomo, and that's it for things I've heard of. I haven't heard of these other animes, to be honest with you. They made Fate Grand Order. Okay, Fate Grand Order stuff. More Sinbad with Magi. Classroom Crisis. I've heard of this. I don't know why I've heard of Classroom Crisis. I don't know where and why. And some Fate Grand Order. Okay, so they're not a big studio. But they made a very solid anime with Tomo-chan, to be honest with you. I thought Tomo-chan was a very, very good anime. Obviously nothing insane. I mean, it's not Villain Saga, but I mean, let's compare it to Villain Saga. It's simply unfair. Because it's a rom com about this girl named Tomo who the main character mistakes for being a boy for a long time, and she has very masculine energy, right? People call her a tomboy, right? She's a tomboy. Haha, great. And her name is Tomo. So yeah, it's funny. There are times where I chuckle this anime. It's funny. It's a nice rom com. I wonder if they're going to make a season 2 or not. I don't really know. But yeah, it's nice to have to just watch in the background sort of thing and chuckle at times. Nothing too crazy. Uh, I think if I remember correctly, I probably give it like a 7 or something. Maybe if I was nice, I might have given it an 8 out of 10. I'm not too sure. When I do the Spring 23 anime video, I'll log into my account and then I'll show you guys what I ranked all these, I guess. But there you go. Tokyo Avengers also came out. By the way, for anyone wondering, anime, don't you typically do a ranking thing where you rank what's your favorite anime to your least favorite anime? Typically has to do that, but Winter Season was so underwhelming, and Villain Saga is the by far the only super goated thing here that I felt like there was no point. I felt like I'd just go through what I've seen and talk about it real quick instead of ranking them and putting that extra effort for no reason, to be honest with you. So I'll think about doing that for the spring season, but I'll get back to you when I make the spring season 2023 video. Okay. All right. So Tokyo Avengers. I'll be honest. I've only seen 2 episodes of the new Tokyo Avengers season because I am a manga reader. I've read the entire manga, by the way. I was caught up to it before it ended, so I just read it. I caught up to it, and then I read it weekly for I don't know how many years, like a year and a half or something, and then it ended. So, well, actually, no, it was less than a year and a half. It might have been like 8 months actually. It might have been half that time, because okay, well, I'm not too sure because I watched the first season, which actually came out 2 years ago now, didn't it? So I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes of the first season, and I loved the premise and the start of Tokyo Revengers so much that I went on to read the manga and caught up. So how long was it between the release of episode 3 of the first season of Tokyo Revengers and the end of the manga? I'm not too sure. Might have been 8 months to a year, maybe more than a year. I'm not too sure. I think it ended last year though. Yeah, it ended last year, fall of last year, right? So then I would have been caught up to a year within a year and a half, right? I know I read like at least a solid 40 chapters before it ended. I'm not too sure though. I caught up in the Tenjiku arc, I believe. This is not the Tenjiku arc. This is the Black Dragon arc. This adapted the Black Dragon arc. only seen 2 episodes, so I can't rate this based on the anime. I can only rank it based on the manga. And based on the manga, I thought it was a very good arc. I thought it was one of the more solid arcs of the manga. Especially compared to the last arc. The last arc was rough, bro. Tokyo Revengers fell off hard in the last arc. I'm not gonna lie to you. Man, that was not a good last arc. The whole thing with Mikey, man, I was not impressed. And the whole plot twist at the end, the plot, I was not a fan of it. Okay, most people were not. I'm not alone in that. But Black Drag was one of the more solid arcs of Tokyo Avengers. Valhalla, the arc that was the second half of the last season, was also solid. This is solid. I think it's around as good as Valhalla. Then you have the Tenjiku arc. Tenjiku arc is kind of weird. It's kind of a weird mess for me, where it has some amazing moments, but also some moments. That's going to be season 3 of Tokyo Avengers. That's going to be the Tenjiku arc. That's where I caught up in the manga. And then there's the last arc, and then that's honestly that last arc of the manga is kind of like the last arc of the Promised Neverland manga. It's kind of like what are we doing here? Okay, took Promised Neverland. I loved it so much, and then the last arc did some things that I wasn't the biggest fan of. That was another manga I was caught up to before it ended. How many years ago did Promised Neverland end? About 3 years ago now. Has it been that long since Promised Neverland ended? It did it go from 2016 to 2020? Maybe 2021. I'm not too sure. But yeah, okay. Enough of Tokyo Revengers. The Misfits Game Mechanic season 2. Okay, I did not watch this because I haven't even seen this first season, but this anime is hilarious. I've only seen clips of it on YouTube because friends of mine showed it to me. Showed me some clips from YouTube, and this anime is hilarious. Honestly, I would not mind just sitting down and watching at least this first season because do you think killing me was enough to make me die? Oh man, it's so funny. This time is so funny because the maker is super overpowered and he always has speeches like that make no sense. Did you think these arrows, piercing my heart was enough to kill me? It's so funny. So yeah, I've only seen clips on YouTube. Of course, I haven't seen the entire thing. But yeah, it's just one of those anime that you watch because you want to turn your brain off and just laugh at the ridiculousness of it. I heard the second season was not as good as the first season, but I'm not too sure if that's true or not. I don't know. Y'all can let me know. I've not watched it myself. The Angel Next Door supposed to be rotten. I've only watched the first episode of this, and the premise and the whole concept, the concept of it did not interest me enough to continue after the first episode. Y'all can let me know if it was good or not. I have heard people talk good things about it, and to be honest with you, I do like romance anime because they're good, chill anime to watch. To be honest, in general, same thing with Tomo-chan is another romance. Romance anime are just very good, and this is not a rom com. This is straight up romance, right? It says in the tag. Romance anime are just great because you can just put them on and just kind of like chill and just watch the characters vibe. You know what I mean? Just watch the romance vibe. You don't have to. It's kind of they're very calming anime in many ways, in my opinion. So yeah, Nagatoro got a second season during this time. Cool. I don't have anything to say. I've not seen the first season either. Well, I mean, I've seen some clips and I've seen some controversy or something surrounding it, but it's a teasing anime, right? It's like one of the big teasing anime out there. So we all know what we're getting from Nagatoro, right? Surely. Nier Automata. Oh, this is the anime that really struggled, right? It really struggled with all sorts of delays and all the issues and all that stuff. I did watch the first episode and it was rough, man. I do need to play the game though. I should play the game. I have not played the game yet. I know, right? Crazy. I should. You're probably telling me, I mean, you should do a playthrough on your channel. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll do a playthrough on Nier Automata on my channel. I'm not thinking of doing it anytime soon, but maybe one day. Bungo Stray Dogs season 4. Holy crap! It's on season 4, and now it's even on season 5. I believe season 5 is coming out in the current summer season. So yeah, Big Stray Dogs getting loads of seasons, which is funny because season 1 and season 2 came out, back to back, and it took years before season 3 came out. And after season 3, they're just done them back to back to back to back. It's crazy. So with Bingo Stray Dogs, I haven't seen it. I'm not a Bingo Stray Dogs big super fan myself, but it does have a high rating. So apparently it was a good season. Um, with Bingo Stray Dogs, is it a actually is it a manga? It is a manga. Okay, I was just wondering. I was wondering if this was a manga or if it was a light novel or something like that. Nah, but makes the most sense for it to be a manga. Anyway, with Bungo Stray Dogs, I watched the first two episodes back when you only had 2 seasons. This was several years ago, by the way. Because I found the first season on Crunchyroll, so it was like, I'll check it out. I watched the first 2 episodes and I was not interested. So if you guys would recommend me to keep watching Bungo Stray Dogs, maybe I'll go back and rewatch the first 2 episodes. Maybe I'll change my mind. But yeah, the first 2 episodes did not interest me. I know what you're thinking. I mean, should have given it a 3 episode rule. But honestly, yeah, I was not hooked by it at all. I remember that one character that just wanted to commit suicide all the time, and I was like, okay, interesting gag, cool, I'm done. So I didn't commit too hard on Big Stray Dogs, but I know it has a lot of fans. I know it has a dedicated fan base, and I know it's popular in Japan as well. I've heard it's very very popular in Japan, so Japanese fan base is very into this anime. And actually, Body Daddies, I watched it. It's Spy Family with two husbands rather than Lloyd and your. It's not as good as Spy Family, but it's the moment I mention Spy Family, you know what to expect, right? I mean, this anime lives for the cute little girl, and you have a lot of wholesome moments. And these two, by the way, they're freaking they are freaking assassins slash, they're not mafia but assassins, right? They go around killing and they're wilding, but they're the Houthi husbands, and they take care of this little girl because they killed her dad. Yeah, it's dark, isn't it? It's dark, but it takes this dark concept and just it's a very chill anime, to be honest with you. So they kill her dad, so they're like, all right, we'll take care of her. Then they actually form a bond with her that is very wholesome. It's a very very wholesome anime, despite the dark concept. Yeah. It's a PA Works original, so you know what to expect, right? I mean, if you're anyone wondering, PA Works PA Works originals recently have included stuff like Yeah Boy Kong Ming and Akiba Made War. So yeah, you know what to expect with a PA Works original. Okay, all right. I think I've talked enough about Buddy Daddies. I did watch it. Just in case anyone is wondering for some reason. I haven't talked about what I've rated all of these anime that I watched. Tokyo Adventures season two. I mean, it's like I guess I give it. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I can only rate the manga, and I gave the entire manga I think like a 7 or something out of 10. And Buddy that is, I think I gave it maybe an 8, just because it was so wholesome and chill to watch, which I think deserves points. Next, we have Bofuri season. It's the second season. I have not seen the first season Bofuri. I'm not interested. I'm not. You guys should know this by now. I'm not the biggest fan of isekai to begin with. Let's be sure this is an isekai, right? Or is this just a fantasy? It's a light novel. There's no, it's not an isekai. It's a light novel with a long name. There's no, it's not an isekai. Anyway, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of isekai, so I kind of some isekai I love. I love Mushoku Tensei. I love ReZero. There's also popular isekai that I don't love. Konosuba, I think I've said this before. I do not like Konosuba. I don't think it's funny. I've watched the first season and I regret it. So there you go. But yeah, I'm not generally not the biggest fan of isekai. So this one I watched the first episode of this campfire cooking. It was wholesome, but it didn't. It wasn't like I was gonna watch the entire thing. Okay, all right. I was not gonna just sit. I think I watched the first 2 episodes. I think I watched episode 2 as well. Yeah, I did watch episode 2 as well. Of this. I was gonna sit there and watch an entire season of it though. I kind of got what I wanted from the first 2 episodes. I thought that was it. All right, we're good. And like I said, it was still a mappa. I know, but I mean, as y'all know, should know about me by now. Not the biggest fan of isekai. Even though there are some isekais that I do really really enjoy. Okay, is it one to try pick? Okay, so Danmachi season 4. Yeah, I have not seen season 1 or 2 or 3. So there you go. I've seen it recommended to me plenty by Crunchyroll, but I have not seen it. Has a decently high rating, so I guess it was apparently good. Although at the same time, playing devil's advocate it is a fourth season. Big Shadow is also fourth season, so when you see these high ratings, that is something to keep in mind when it in regards to my anime list, especially. But Bungo Stray Dogs has a higher rating for being a fourth season than Machi. So, alright, next we have the Ice Calling School Female Colleague. Right, this was the anime about romance anime about the two Kudereis, right? Yeah, I watched the first episode. I had enough. I had enough after the first episode. It was wholesome, like I said. Romance anime are great to just keep in the background and just kind of you know zone your head out as you watch it. But I mean, again, I already had an anime like that with Tomo-chan personally this season, so I wasn't super looking forward to this. So yeah, Kubo won't let me be invisible. I watched the first episode of this, dropped it there. Um, this was a weird. This is another weird anime where the kid is a psychopath, but then the girl is even more of a psychopath, and it's kind of a teasing one as well. Yeah, I heard. Yeah. Okay, next we have the English of Strongest. Okay, it's an isekai. Y'all know what I think about isekai. I don't remember if I watched the first episode of this. I don't care. I highly doubt I'll enjoy an anime like this. Just from its style, from the art, it looks hella generic. I do not think I even gave this one a shot. Okay. We have the magical. I forgot this came out this season. The Magical Revolution of the Princess. I watched this, by the way. I thought it was very okay. Again, it's an isekai. It's an interesting isekai with the main girl doing whole magicology, and it's very Yuri. It's very it says girls lobby. It's very Yuri. There's very much gay love between the two girls, and it was very okay. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I honestly could have gone throughout my life not watching it, but I was watching it with some friends, so I just finished it. Whatever. Um, yeah, I thought it was very okay. Farming Life in Another World. I watched the first episode of this. I think. I think it was. I watched one farming anime. I'm not sure if it was this one or not. And it was the first episode. We didn't even meet any of the girls, right? Because this anime is about the guy who gets isekai after having a depressing life in his original world, whatever, right? Gets isekai, starts farming, and he has this freaking he has this power to turn things from he has the power to turn this tool from a shovel to whatever else, to a hoe, to whatever else he needs um to farm. He's got this ultimate farming tool. And then I guess in the latter episodes he meets up with some hot anime girls that also help him out with farming. Cool. No, it's not for me. I stopped it after the first episode. I do not think that the anime girls were going to help me get into this anime. To be honest with you, just the main guy's vibe did not mesh with me. The entire concept. I'm good. Okay, I'm good. Trigon Stampede. I forgot this one came out this season. I did watch it. I thought it was decent. I liked it. Didn't love it. I have heard that it wasn't as good as the original, but for being a 3D anime, it was very impressive. It's Studio Orange, the same studio that did Beastars, so they do some good 3D work. Um, but yeah, it was decent. I don't have much else to say, to be honest with you. I didn't love it. I wasn't super invested. Uh, I'm not always the super biggest fan of characters like Vash, who are kind of who are very kind to people at all times, kind to literally everyone and everything. Like, we can always resolve this by being nice to each other. I like them sometimes, but Vash sometimes I wasn't the biggest fan of at all times. I wasn't a fan of all the characters either. Right, a lot of the side characters, even Wolfwood D, something Wolfwood D. I just remember that he has something D in his name, right? Um, Robert De Niro and Meryl Streep, right? Roberto De Niro. Anyway, so yeah, uh, none of the characters really hooked me. The story didn't really hook me, so I thought I just really liked it for its action more than the story. So the story sometimes confused me as well. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't too sure what's going on with the whole, the humans and the not the aliens, but the people, the Vash and his twin brother. I wasn't too sure what was going on with that whole plot point. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know if it says anything. Yeah, his brother Knives. I'm not. Yeah. Anyway, I wasn't too sure what's going on with the story. The characters I wasn't super invested with, so it was decent because I really liked the 3D work and the animation and the fights and some nice explosive moments. But for me, nothing too big, which is why I'm not super interested in checking out the original Trigon either. I know the original Trigon is a classic, is considered a classic, but based off of Stampede, even if Stampede is worse than the original Trigon, I've heard Stampede is not as good as the original Trigon, and the original Trigon is much better. I have heard that. I've heard it from real life friends who have watched both, who are fans of Trigon, but just the characters themselves, I can tell I just don't really mesh with them. And for me, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a big character person, so yeah. All right, next I watched the first episode of this, and no, the first two episodes. I don't remember. First episode, two episodes. I don't know. Dropped it. Y'all know how I am. I don't think this is an isekai. I think this was straight up fantasy, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this was the one where they're all this was the one where they're all depressed, right? They all meet up at some some what is it called again? Some bar, and they're all depressed, and then they meet up with each other, whatever. Hey, Matt, whatever. I'm good. Inspector season two. I have not seen season one. I did watch a friend. I did watch two episodes of this actually with a friend of mine because he's seen season one. So I watched an episode of this, and he told me a little bit about it. How it was about this girl and this guy who solve mysteries and stuff. And basically, there's 3 or 4 mysteries per season, and they solve them. And yeah, that's basically it. Then it didn't interest me enough when the first season of this came out. Yeah, that's basically it. But it is done by BrainSpace, and BrainSpace is a very good studio. I am a fan of BrainSpace. I think they've done some good stuff. So yeah, it's a solid studio backing it. So probably probably very good production wise. Okay, Handyman's Site in Another World. I did watch this. It's an isekai. It's a comedy isekai. I did watch this with some friends. I was not a fan. I did not think it was funny. It was supposed to be funny, and there were max like 4, 3, 4 maybe things that made me chuckle, and yeah, I was kind of zoned out for the rest of this anime, to be honest with you. So yeah, I didn't care much about it. Ice Blade Sword of the Shell. I watched the first episode of this. It's another freaking fantasy. I don't. I'll be honest. I don't care. Okay, I'm done with fantasy anime. Okay, I'm done. Okay, I watched the first episode. I did not want to continue. Spy Classroom. Now this one had an interesting concept. I'll be honest. But after the first 2 episodes, I kind of just dropped it. I didn't bother. There was nothing that made me bother continuing it. Although I have heard that I've heard that it goes to trash anyway. It did get a second season, but I've heard it goes into trash and it wasn't great at the end anyway. But yeah, it did get a second season that is coming in summer actually in the current season. So there you go. Reborn to the Master Blade. Oh yeah, this one. I watched this one. It's an isekai. Well, it's a same isekai because there's an old guy that gets reincarnated this girl's body, and she's super overpowered, and she loves fighting. Yes, I watched entirely this. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Okay, I'm done. I don't think I have much to say there. Okay, only my. I did not finish this. Now, I remember when this one came out. I watched the first episode of this, right? And it's extremely sus for anyone wondering. So if you want to watch this, just know that it's extremely sus because I mean, and if you're wondering what I mean by extremely sus, just look at the poster and then I'm telling you that it's sus, so you'll probably know what I'm talking about. Now, I remember when this came out, everyone was talking about how Studio Vine should not be doing this and should be working on Mushoku Tensei, and I agree. Studio Vine, why did you spend time working on this anime instead of just focus on Mushoku Tensei, which is finally coming out now in the summer season. Currently, I'm watching it, and it's been very, very good so far. About 4 or 5 episodes have come out so far, as the time of me recording this. So, yeah, Mushoku Tensei season 2 has been great. I've been loving it. And yeah, Studio Mind never again think of making a sus lolly anime ever again. Only work on Mushoku Tensei for the rest of your life. Now, Mushoku Tensei's gotten confirmation that the studio's gonna adapt the entire light novel, I believe. So, I'll be excited to watch the entire Mushoku Tensei. The thing that I love the most about Mushoku Tensei is seeing really slowly grow, not just as a person, but also in age. Right? We see him go from being 7 years old to being 9 years old to being 12 years old to being 14, and he's currently 15, 16, and he's, well, I don't want to spoil anything, but school. Anyway, uh, this one had a lot of etchy. I remember chilling in my 30s after getting. It's an isekai, I think, if I remember correctly. I don't remember that. It could just be straight up fantasy. I could be wrong about that. But it's a light novel with a very long name, and it had a lot of fan service. I dropped that after episode 1. Ooh, baby! Speaking of etchy, this one is nuts. This one is very much a degenerate series. So it's about this guy who. Okay, I watched the first episode of this because no, I did not. I did not watch all of it. I know it's only half minute, half length episodes, but I did not watch all of it. The first episode is enough. This is for the degenerates. Okay, it's about this guy who becomes a dog. No, he doesn't become a dog, but he gets transported into the body of a dog. Hey man, and his crush from school picks him up, and she does stuff with him, and it's nuts because in the first episode, this girl, I think this is the girl he has a crush with. She takes the dog to the bathroom and she takes, I think, a dump and takes a bath. I don't, it wasn't a dump. I think it was a bath with the dog. So the dog obviously is the guy in it, in the dog. Well, no, the guy is the dog, and he's there like, yo, I'm just looking at my crush naked, and yeah, okay, it's a, you know what I'm going, you know where I'm going with this, okay? Um, I've never had a dog in my life, by the way, if you're wondering, so I don't know how to take care of dogs. I cannot imagine that you take the dog with you to the bathroom and you strip naked and when I'm stripping naked in front of your animal is fine, I guess. I get that's maybe it's not the issue here, but then you use the toilet or you bathe with the dog. Surely, if you're gonna wash the dog, you wash the dog and you don't bathe yourself with the dog, right? Surely not. Surely that's not how people do that in real life. I don't know, man. Okay. Anyway, and the perspective was all sorts of weird. It's very degenerate. It's etchy. It's honestly, if you enjoyed this, you have every right to be judged. Obviously, I stopped it after episode one. I don't even think I finished episode one. Honestly, I saw the bath scene with the dog. I think a couple minutes in, and I was done. I was done. I just moved on. So yeah, there you go. Okay, this is the second season of some what looks like a fantasy, might be an isekai. I don't know. High card, nice action anime about these dudes that use card to that bring out magical abilities that lets them fight against each other. And yeah, that's I don't have much else to say there. Fun action thing, nothing too incredible, nothing too insane. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about that. Next, we have, I think, another isekai. I did not watch this. Okay, Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. I only watched the first episode of this, so I don't have much to say about it. It did not hook me enough. Um, this dude is an elf, so of course in this kingdom the elves are enslaved, and so she's like, you don't have to treat me as your master. I'll buy you, but we can be friends, okay? But man, I'm good. This is an Otome game, wasn't it? Isn't this an Otome game? Yeah, this is about the two broadcasters who are playing an Otome game, but the people in the Otome game can actually hear them. Fun concept. I did not decide to watch the entire thing. This is the economy isekai. This girl gets transported to another world, and then right, and then I was the first episode of this, and she can go to another world and make money there, and she can take the money back to the real world, so you can spend money in the real world basically. So she can basically travel back and forth between the isekai world and real world, and she's just thinking about economy, her financial situation, and trying to improve it. Hey, it's smart. Hey, I don't. Again, it's an isekai. You know how it is with me. It's isekai on concept, as cool as it is. I did not care enough. Revenger. I watched the first episode. I wasn't very hooked. Akashi Triangle. This was very etchy. I remember I watched the first episode of this. Very etchy. Mononogatari. I watched the first episode of this as well, and the main character looks like Aaron Yeager. And I remember me and some of my friends were a little bit laughing about how they kind of confuse us with the Mononogatari in there, because we're like, well, Monogatari is coming back, haha, lol. No, it's not. Okay, I watched Kain as well. It was I thought it was mid, but I also saw they had the manga is on Crunchyroll. The manga is on the Crunchyroll manga thing. I read a chapter real quick, so I saw how the art is, and the art is not great. The artwork is not great, and the anime itself I didn't think was anything incredible. But okay, anyway, giant piece of art. I have not seen this. I watched Hikari no O. It's apparently getting a second season. It was only 10 episodes. It's apparently getting a second season somehow. But it seemed like the first season had a lot of production issues. The opening was fantastic, but the first season seemed like it had a lot of production issues. I don't know. I don't know how that went. But Studio Signal MD, what happened there? Well, a lot of weird scenes in that anime, animation wise. Have not seen this. Have not seen this. Oh, this got a second season. Moipon. Oh yeah, right, this one. Okay, I only watched the first episode of that one. That was fun. Oh, this is the Trails anime. I watched the first episode of this, I think. Trails is a very popular JRPG, by the way. I've heard a lot of good things about Trails of Cold Steel and the Trails series from my friends. Okay, anyway, Sorcerer's Stabber. Okay. Don't think I watched a single episode. I don't think I have much else to say about anything else. Technoid or Mind. I don't. I can't believe I watched the first episode of this as well. It was dumb. Okay. I don't think there's much else to say. Okay, yeah. Bet. Okay, I don't have much else to say about anything else. The continuing anime Blue Lock was airing at the time. Dang. Okay. These were continuing anime. We've talked about these in the. I'm sure I talked about all these in the fall 2022. Sorry, season. So I need to talk about the continuing anime. But what about the OVAs and stuff, or any movies that came out during this time? Did anything interesting come out? Ragnarok 2 came out. It's an ONA. Wait, what about the OVA? Don't the OVA come first? No, TV continued to shit up ONA, so not a single OVA came out this season, I guess. Wave husband, the husband got a season two. I can't speak. The husband got a season two. Interesting. I've only watched the first episode of the first season. I was good there. Um, it was not simply because of the animation, by the way, but it did play a factor. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ito, okay, I don't know what this is. Gretzko getting a fifth season. What is this? Johnny in the Shadow feels like season 2. What is this? What? Thorfinn shown initially he appears as a member of Askeladd's raiders. Cuts down some men in the middle of a raid. When he enters a nearby house, he finds a family cowering within. What? Episode 6.5, you say? It's only a 2 minute thing. Okay, it's only a 2 minute clip. Okay. Okay. I might check this out later. I did not know something like this existed. Waluigi. I was gonna say Waluigi for a second. I said Waluigi. This is Dongwa, is it not? Chinese anime? Okay. Zuosho Shanglan. This seems like another Chinese anime to me. Yeah, Zhu Xingzi. Yeah, this is another Chinese anime. Okay. Fake Grand Order. Okay. Make My Day Netflix. Ooh, that's a low rating. That is a low rating. I don't know what this is. I think it's another Chinese anime. What the hell is this? Is this a furry anime? What? Hey man, we're good. Lupin the Third versus Cat's Eye? What? What's going on here? I have not heard of this. Okay. Alright. Well, oh, it's only it's a 91-minute thing. I thought it said 1 minute. 91 minutes? It's a movie? TMS Entertainment? Hello? Is this good? It's a low rating, so I can't imagine it is. Okay, I can't imagine TMS Entertainment. I'm so confused. Okay. Alright. Moving on. Okay, nothing here, nothing here. Nothing here. Does you know hashtag? My hashtag does not shine. What? Is this an anime using Twitter? What are you doing, Bandai Namco? It's a 3 minute episode. What's going on here? Okay, anyway. Kuromi's Pretty Journey. It's Kuromi. Ah. Where is Kuromi from, by the way? I'm gonna look it up real quick. Kuromi. It's a cartoon character. I don't know that much. It's Hello Kitty. Okay, I was wondering. I was like, where did I know Kuromi from? Okay, Tales of Demons and Gods season 6. This got a season 6. I don't even know what this is. Inuto Shonen, the dog and the boy. Oh wow, I got that right. Holy crap, y'all! Look at my Japanese knowledge coming through. look, look at my Japanese knowledge coming through. This is the most basic of knowledge, by the way. I just know that Inu means dog, To means and Shonen means boy. So Wit Studio though. What? It's a 3 minute episode. Okay, Wit Studio. So yeah, the most basic of basic Japanese knowledge, and I'm proud of myself. I'm not at all. I should not at all be proud of myself. Especially considering how much anime I've seen in my life, I should not be proud of knowing that Inuti Shonen means the dog and the boy. That is not something to flex. Okay. Alright. Chilling my 30s after getting fired from. Okay. Yeah, another Chinese. Okay. I don't think we've got anything else to mention. What about any movies? Any movies that have come out? Holy crap, a lot of CGI or 3D Chinese anime. A lot of Chinese anime in general. A lot of Donghua. I'll keep calling them Chinese anime, but you know what I'm talking about, Donghua, right? The reason why I don't say dongwei is because maybe not all of you might know the term. Although if you're watching this, you probably do know the term because why would you watch? Why would you watch me talk about a seasonal anime thing if you don't know enough about anime to know what a dongwei is? Anyway, any movies? Space Idol? What? What's going on here? Okay, moving on. Moving on so much. What's going on there? Azure Lane? Isn't that the game, the mobile game? The gacha game. Okay, moving on. I'm trying to move on, but these posters are grabbing my attention. Like, what's going on there? Is another? It's another Chinese anime. Holy crap! Another dogma. Okay, alright, a lot of dogma. Holy crap, y'all. FIFA. Wait, what? FIFA. Source YouTube. What's going on there? Football stars from all over the world pass the ball to each other and finally get together to celebrate the Chinese New Year. Okay, it's a 1 minute thing. Okay, good me Citronti. Okay, all right. Moshi Meta. Is this a VR anime? Time travel. Oh, it's only 8 minutes. Okay, all right. Tsuru ga mau yoru ni. It's made by PH Studio. What the heck is this PH Studio? The basic studio. Dimension Will, not Dimension W. This anime called Dimension W, but okay, Dimension Will, you say. Otaku Chance. Okay, alright, we have a bunch of stuff. Okay, no OVAs, any movies? The Demon Slayer movie. See, this is what I'm talking about. Right, this movie. Okay, this is the movie that just recapped everything. Yeah, it recapped the everything up until the season 3 of Demon Slayer. Now, since Demon Slayer is something we'll talk about in the spring of 2023 anime, so I'll meet you guys there. Sasaki to Miyano got a movie. I remember watching not the I didn't watch the entirety of the first season, but I did watch the first episode of the first season. So Sasuke and Miyano got a movie. Cool. Hirano to Kagiura. Hirano and Kagiura. Is this another boys? It's another boys love anime. Holy crap! Boys love anime be getting movies. Okay, 59 minutes though, and 0 minutes. This is not even a movie. It's just it's a split second. 0 minutes. Gridman Universe. Gridman Universe. Steel Trigger. Holy crap! What the heck? I know that girl. That's the girl with the big. Yeah, that's the girl with the big size. Yeah, okay. From SSSS Gridman. Listen. I know my things. Cold Kingdom and Monakin. Okay, I don't think there's anything here. Yeah, SSS Gridman maybe. Okay, is this connected with this compilation film of SSSS Gridman? SSSS Dyna Xenon movie. Again, I'm not a Gridman fan for anyone wondering. I've not watched a single second of Gridman. All I know is this girl who has big thighs because people meme about her all the time and how big her thighs are. Speaking of big thighs, there is an anime coming out this season, this summer season, with a girl with big thighs. I believe it's adapted from a game, and in that game, she's also known for having big thighs. So there you go. A lot of people, anime fans are thigh people. Detective Conan got its millionth movie, so there you go. Okay, nothing, nothing incredible going on there. Any interesting specials? Right, that came on in the Attack on Titan special came on in winter. Yeah, this one. Why did Inukai Dog get on the special? 2 episode OVA. Why? Even Galen 3.0. What is this? On air footage. Okay, so the Attack on Titan special thing came out during this time. Dang, it feels like it came out longer ago than that. They've taken their sweet time making the second episode. Yeah, that should come out in the fall season, right? Hopefully that should conclude the entirety of Attack on Titan. But yeah, this was very, very good. It's Attack on Titan. Y'all know what to expect. Attack on Titan is amazing. It's one of my favorite anime of all time. So yeah, and this special episode is great. The rating does not lie. 9.04. That rating does not lie. It's amazing. Okay. I adapted some more great parts from the Attack on Titan manga. Now, the last special is probably going to receive a lot of controversy, considering the ending of the manga had a lot of controversy. But alright, Buddy Daddy's got some special. Oh, it's a recap. Okay. Ayakashi Triangle got a recap as well. This friggin' ecchi anime somehow got a recap. Some special for whatever this is. Nijion. Okay. Unite Up. Okay, a bunch of stuff. Meitante Conan. Is that Detective Conan? Yeah, Mate Tante Conan is probably Detective Conan. Okay, that got some special. And that's it. Alright. And down here you can see some of the top. Oh, okay. Top anime. Marcus brought it to Science Bleach, Gintama, and that contest in 3 part 2. Okay, these are the top anime according to my list. Top airing anime is Bleach. This Attack on Titan, is Bleach season, Jujutsu into One Piece, and Bungo Stray Dogs 5th season. Okay. Most popular characters are Lelouch, Levi, Luffy, Lolliot, and L and Zoro. Interesting list of most popular characters. I did not know these were the most popular characters according to my own list. So by most popular characters, I'm assuming they're talking about the most favorited characters by the my list user base, right? So it just said to me to see that Lelouch is actually the most popular character in my list. That's fair though, because he is one of the best characters and one of the best protagonists in all of anime, to be honest. He is. You can't deny that. He's one of the best protagonists in all of anime. He carries Code Geass so hard. And then you have Levi. All the actually popular character makes sense. Luffy makes sense. L makes kind of sense. Still very more popular than I would have expected. Zoro is kind of weird because I didn't expect Zoro to be number 5 already. Interesting. Interesting. I could have expected some, I don't know, a Bond from 750 Sins. I would have expected maybe he'd be here instead of Zoro. But I guess there's a lot of One Piece fans on my list. Huh. L being there is interesting. Lelouch being number 1 is very interesting. Levi being number 2 makes a lot of sense for me. That he's obviously one of the most well-known characters in all of anime. But Lelouch, okay. Alright, okay. That was the Winter 23 anime. Next time we'll get into the Spring 2023 anime that I've concluded couple weeks, a month ago. I'm gonna say a couple weeks ago, but it's been a month by now. So yeah, oh yeah, okay. The spring season was so much okay. Oh yeah, the spring season was so much better than the winter season. Okay, we'll get to that next time. Oh baby, oh we have stuff to talk about during the spring season. You know, winter season was very bad, very mid, very bad. Bad. It was bad. It was not a great season. Okay, I looked at spring season and I immediately smiled just remembering how much better the spring season was than the winter season. The winter anime season, honestly, this video turned out longer than I ever could have expected it to be, considering how just mid the season was. Winter 23, I'm telling you, is not a good anime season. Um, so yeah, I'll see you guys when I do the spring 2023 anime season video, which will be very soon, I imagine. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, me reviewing the season in general. I didn't do any rankings, so you guys did not get to see my ratings, but yeah, maybe next time. Maybe they'll do the spring 23 anime video. Spring 23, 2023 anime video. All right, my voice is struggling. I've been talking for I think over an hour probably, so I'm gonna hit there. All right, y'all. Peace.